present Boris Karloff with a an award later in life, which is really cool and one of his greatest honors, he said. But yeah, anyway, to get to work with these people, that's like my favorite part of it is the meeting the people, or like with the Johnny Cash film, Walk the Line, meeting not Johnny Cash because he had passed away, but the guy I played in the movie, Marshall Grant, and the other Tennessee Three, and Elvis Presley's guitar player and bass player. Like, it's unreal to hear these stories firsthand, you know.
Well, we'd like to hear them secondhand because you're going to
Okay.
tell them to us. But I do want everybody, if you guys click on Larry's profile and expand his bio, you'll be able to see just some of, it's not, an exhaustive list, but some of the things that he has been in that you might recognize from. Of course, Hocus Pocus, it's almost Halloween time. The movie's always around, so we definitely have been billing you as Ice, right? But you recently were in Horizon, which was just the Kevin Costner film. And I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you, Larry, I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit, but one of the things that was always really intriguing to me, having been like in the corporate world for so long, right? Networking, right? So can you tell the story of how you did that role with Kevin Costner? Didn't he specifically seek after you?
Well, not specifically, but there was it was quite the competition. I auditioned for I think 5 or 6 different roles in the Horizon series. Now, not that's not just the first movie, but he did, or at least the plan was to do part one, part two, part one and two is like the first movie, and then part three and four. So basically 4 big parts, and all to be released theatrically, kind of going back to the big Western format. And anyway, I had a couple different agents, one from LA that had sent me on one character role there, and then I had this Utah agency that stuck with me and continued to submit me, and I felt like I wasn't even being looked at, and finally I called my agency and had them reach out to the casting director, Jeff Johnson, who's an amazing guy. And in my frustration, I found out that I was actually one of 2 that was being considered for this one of my favorite roles that I had auditioned for, this Bill Landry character. It was really the word was, when I got that word, it was Kevin Costner hadn't yet seen the 2 options that were presented, and so he was going to make that choice, and it felt good to be picked by such an icon. I respect him so much as a entertainer, a director, a writer. Way back when, Dances with Wolves, that like his first directorial debut, which won all these Oscars, and then just watching him, like huge, obviously baseball fan, Field of Dreams, and we won't mention Waterworld, but that was an
Why was
expensive
everyone
film.
so dirty? It's a world of water. They're so
It
dirty.
is just, yeah, it's not ice, it's water, but a form of ice. Um, so yeah, and then to get, I immediately got called like the next weekend to be in Moab, Utah, to start shooting, and I worked on and off for about 6 weeks. And it's not the biggest role, but it's pretty important role. It kind of sets up the whole movie,
Yeah.
and I get to play kind of a hero in my own right, and just to get to work with these other. I mean, the cast list is huge, and it's easy to get buried in all those names, but I still managed to be able to get to go to the Los Angeles premiere and walk the red carpets with my beautiful fiance and my agents. So it felt really good, and I'm glad I made the cut. I'm actually in the movie. My friend Colin, who's also in the movie, he called me from France, where they premiered the film there first at Cannes, where he got like a 17-minute standing ovation. It's just beautiful. And he's like, "Dude, you're like in one of my parts of that movie," and he's in it too. He's in all 4 of them. So for him to mention that, it felt good. And then I was like, okay, I want to really try to get to the premiere in Los Angeles, which we
You enjoyed
did.
it.
So
to enjoy those
So
fruits, like you said. So, you had mentioned talking with agents and auditioning time and time again. So, this kind of leads me into the question I wanted to talk to you again, like I kind of teased, persevering through the ups and downs. We probably have all heard about the constant rejection that actors face, never getting a role and being told no and being passed over. And how do you I mean, I'm kind of relaying this. This is Wisdom Wednesday. So we're trying to relate this to our situation, our personal lives. Of course, it can apply in any personal situation to persevere, but specifically through live streaming where you're trying to build your audience and you're not quite sure who's watching or how you're going to make an impact. Like, how do you just keep on? How come you just haven't just given up, man? Like, it's tiring.
that's a good question. There are times where you feel like throwing in the towel, and you feel like not relevant, or you've maybe lost your edge or whatever, or you're happy in other parts of your life, and then your professional life is not as uh, professional as you'd like it to be. And I guess it's honestly, the hope comes from my my faith, and the way I was raised, and knowing there's a bigger picture and a bigger plan. And also, one of my heroes, my dad, was in sales, and he was one of the best sales guys, and he was very honest, trustworthy guy, and a good man, and good father, good husband, and everything to everybody. And he always encouraged me to just keep going. Um, as a matter of fact, I found a letter just the other night when I was going through boxes and trying to clear out storage, and it was just this beautiful letter my dad wrote, just telling me all the things that I had done, and that a lot of people are watching me and look up to me. And so it's those kind of moments where I often go back to those words. And he wrote many letters to me over the years, um, and many talks, and many moments of encouragement. And so, and I carry his name. He was Lawrence Bagby Jr., and my grandpa, Lawrence Bagby, the senior, the first. So I'm the third. I would say, of kind of my dad. I still feel him. I feel him more now, even as as I'm growing older and I have my own little family. Uh, so there's that, and then the fans and my friends and my family, and constantly encouraging me to. Or it's like when you're feeling down, you get a call or you get a text, or somebody says, "I just watched this. This is wonderful," and those are the little things that help you get back up after you feel like you're being punched down and you can't
Yeah.
get up, or you're treading, but that's life. And I guess that there's always hope, and for those that are struggling with anything, I think we all do and have and will, if we have. Uh, there is a tomorrow, and my dad always said, get a good night's rest, and tomorrow will be a better day, and you'll look at it a little different, or keep going. All those no's eventually lead to that one yes that pays for all the 30 to 50 rejections you got before you got that nice role.
So we have well, your dad
And
was an
excuse me for getting a little emotional right
so
out of the
it's a
gates,
family
but
trip. We're just really well hydrated and we just leak, us kids. It's fine.
yeah,
And
it's
Larry,
good
they're
for
used to
you.
it with me. They know if they come to Meg's Live, there's going to be tears. It's fine. You're a darling. I appreciate that your dad was an excellent journal keeper. He didn't always write all the events of the day, but he always had what he was grateful for. Every day he wrote something he was grateful for. And I think that that makes a big difference when you have those days. Like you said, we all do. Sometimes we have months and years. that just weigh you down. And if you can remember, you know what, even if you're just grateful today for breathing,
Yeah.
even if you feel like maybe you don't want to breathe today, but you're grateful that there's someone out there that wants you to breathe. Me, okay, always. Um, there's always something to be grateful for and to press forward. And there has to be opposition in all things, right? There's no other
Yep.
point or purpose to life aside from changing and growing and learning, right? So you've got to have that opposition. But I'm so grateful for you sharing about Uncle Larry, your dad, the wonderful person that he was, and the encouragement that you received, and those good reminders.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
in our live streaming here, right, we do have a lot of creators that are watching today, and we have a lot of fans too. We've got a chatter in the chat, just reminiscing about the movies that you've been in. Big Buffy fans here, you know,
Oh,
everybody's
awesome.
very excited, big fan. So,
Oh, cool.
just grateful that they're here as well to be able to again have these wisdom bombs dropped on our faces from someone who's been in this industry for so long, because live streaming is an entertainment business, right? You are in the business to connect with people, to entertain, and to, you're the one on the stage, even if I'm sitting in my yoga pants, right?
Yeah, I got shorts on here, so we're
I
all good.
You did mention Kevin Costner. There's, I kind of want to shift gears if you don't mind, because there's another
Yeah,
Kevin that you know that I am a little bit obsessed with.
Kevin Bacon. Turns out, yes.
But it's not
Are
from
you? Are you?
acting. It's not from acting. It's from your musical career.
Yeah, yeah. And you reminded me of that the other night when we were playing. You said the how many degrees
6 degrees.
from
Mhm.
Kevin? Yeah, 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. And I guess I I had for so long Hocus Pocus was my connection to Kevin Bacon. So I always felt like it was because Sarah Jessica Parker, who worked in Footloose, right? That would be so I was 2 degrees
Mhm.
or one.
Mhm.
And then you reminded me where where I actually worked with Kevin Bacon, and what I was thinking was the acting, and I'm like, I don't think I did a movie with. Oh yeah, I opened for Kevin Bacon at the Coach House in
Yeah. Yeah.
and we got to spend a little time before and after just chatting. And I met him and his brother, and my brother and my dad. I think they were playing that night with me as well. So total family affair. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And I guess there's some of the cool things that happen when you're doing projects. Over the years, you start to watch another project, or I'm watching TV or film, and oh, there's my buddy, this or that, or oh, that guy beat me out. He did a better job,
You
or
got it
why
better.
did they cast somebody completely different? So it's fun. It's fun and challenging, but rewarding. All at the same time. I'm
Well,
always
you
happy for other people that are having success because I know it all comes in waves and it's not we each get a turn.
Well, let's talk about that, because we know comparison is the thief of joy. But I have to say that it has been hard for me in life and as a woman and as a mother to not compare somebody else's best to maybe my worst and feel badly about how I'm doing. I'm not doing as well as this person. I'm not first on the podium today. So and so did so much better than me today. I didn't get that part. I'm not. And to have you remind us that we all get a turn. It's not just one thing for one person. It's all things for everybody all the time, right? We just
Yeah.
have to maybe be a little patient.
Yeah. Yeah. And a couple people come to mind. And I think about being in the room auditioning for certain roles way back when, like Seth Green. We worked
Airborne.
on Airborne,
Yeah.
but even before that, first guest star I did on a TV show was Mr. Belvedere, and he and I were like bullies. He was my little sidekick, and I was the bully. And we're trying to steal Wesley's shoe. I think his shoes or his lunch money. I think I have a thing that I played a lot of bullies in my career, uh, but not one in real life. I can tell you that. Uh, but yeah, him. I remember being in working on a TV show that never got picked up that Toby Maguire starred in, and I had a reoccurring role. And one of his dear friends was Leo DiCaprio, and we'd see him all the time. And then we found out that Leo had auditioned for Hocus Pocus, but he chose Who's Eating Gilbert Grape over that, which was probably a smart move for
Yep.
him. Got
Yep.
him on the map. But yeah, and then everybody just kind of keeps doing their thing, and we all have our challenges, but we all have a place, and even if in the industry, the film industry, you can be hard on yourself in that, or the entertainment industry in general, because you're like, well, they're more famous, or they have more their numbers on TV, their star meter, or they seem to have a lot of followers, and it's harder for me, and you compare, and it's like, but we're not on the same journey, and maybe there's a reason why we don't have all these followers. Maybe that's something we can't handle at that time. And I always say God knows, he knows us best, and if we trust him, and timing, we'll be grateful in the end why this or that happened, and why now and not then, or then and now, right?
I'm a firm believer that we're never
I think
challenged.
that was part of the wisdom part
I
of
mean, dropping like we're getting a lot of amens and hallelujahs down here. I'm definitely or a believer that we're never challenged more than we have capacity to withstand, and I think that that's more than just negative things we're going through, but also blessings, right? So I love what you had said, Larry, that maybe we weren't just ready for that kind of notoriety. Maybe I'm so grateful that I was not raised like I'm not a kid these days, because I think that if I had the internet at my fingertip. Look at I'm a middle-aged woman and I have an addiction to favorite it. It's a problem. It's a problem. Okay. But if I was 12 or 13, how much worse off would I have been? So this is a blessing for me now. But back then it would have been an absolute, my poor mother, just the thought of it. Right.
yeah, and I also think about, um, I think at times when I can be grateful for what I have, then I'm able to handle more. And I think that's also part of recognizing where we get these gifts and where we get these blessings. And when we can say we or ask for help, and we need it, and it's given, and we recognize it, I think that's the whole bigger game, because in the end, it's not about the money or the fame. It's really what legacy we leave, and how people felt when they when they were around you, and what and will they smile, will they laugh, will they reminisce, appreciate. um, I think those are the things that really leaves a true legacy.
I'm really grateful that you said that. I agree with you. I think that it's hard for us to recognize sometimes the ripples that we make in the ocean do affect an entire cruise liner eventually, right? And to think, me in my little corner of the universe, are people really listening to me? Do they really care what I say and do? And the answer is yes. And they may not remember what you said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel or how they felt
Mm-hmm.
when they were around you. So a good rule of thumb when we're live streaming, right, is going to be to be real and authentic, but not be the one that constantly is, woe is me and this is horrible and you're horrible and everything's horrible. It's what is the message that think about what the message is that you want to leave people with. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're putting on a show and a character, fine, not a problem. You boo, right? But for me, I think everybody that knows that comes to see me, the message that I want to leave everyone with is very similar to what Larry has been talking about, which is the infinite value and worth of a soul is great, and that there's nothing that you've ever done, are currently doing, or could ever do, accolades or terrible things that would ever change your value as a person. And if that's the message that I can give and leave people laughing and feeling good about themselves, I feel like that is my purpose and mission here on Favorited, and really anywhere I go. Can I do it? Not if I have a bad day, but I try.
Yeah. Yeah, that brings to mind, I think, one of the things we talked about before, which is how do you shake off or prepare when you're getting ready to perform, or do something where other people are in a social situation. Maybe you've had a really bad day, or you got some bad news.
But the
Um,
show must go on. Like,
yeah,
how do you put
yeah.
on?
Um, I think you gotta. I mean, sometimes you just tell the truth. I think that can be helpful, especially in this time where you might connect more. As a matter of fact, with your audience, it's kind of like songwriting.
Mhm.
Um, some of these songs we write are could be about a breakup or a death or whatever it be, but in some way it helps people know that we're human and we're not alone. So that it's okay to feel and be open about that. I know it's not easy for everybody to share their emotions that way, but also I think we can feed off of other people that are there, that are having a great day, and let that energy fill us,
Yeah.
fuel us. Sometimes we need that crutch or a couple people to hold us up and say it's going to be okay, but you try to go on, and sometimes you can't, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
You just got to start over the next day, or try to get some help in some way. And it's okay to ask if anybody's feeling uh, low or lonely and desperate. Reach out. And anybody that has friends that you think, friends or family that might be struggling, call them, text
You
them,
be
tell them you're thinking about them.
Yeah, be the one to reach out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us do have a hard time asking for help, or for, it's showing weakness, and that's looked down on in some societies. So there is that when you're, like Larry said, when you're connected with somebody, you feel it in your heart, and they pop up in your head in a random time. Oh, I haven't heard from him in a while, I should call him. You should call him. You should
Mm-hmm.
follow that prompting. Larry, can we take this to a little bit of a lighter note, because you did mention like being like preparing to go on stage, and I do, like, Ron Burgundy.
Oh
He's
yeah.
our anchor man who we all admire, and he had those crazy, like, before TV show, like, the children, the children fire, save them.
He just came down. I think he knew I was emotional, and he wanted to come and check on me. This is our new addition to the family. This is
I love
little
her.
this is little Boots. We
Hi,
call
little
him.
boots.
his, his name is Boots, and he's part Shih Tzu, part Bichon, or we say a little Shih Tzu and a son of a Bichon.
A little bit bichon. A bichon. He's
And
so
look at
cute.
him. He's just so cute and loving, aren't
Uh,
you, buddy? Anyway,
Well,
he,
we got our little courgette here, our little corgi. Her
oh,
name is Courgette, and sometimes she likes to be gussy it up a little bit and put on Rai Rai's mullet. But today, because in honor of Larry Ice Hocus Pocus, we did make a new little wig for her. She does have a Winifred, bouffant now that she can.
what's the name? What's the name of this dog?
Courgette. She's a corgi. Courgette.
Courgette. Okay,
Courgette.
so when a courgette.
Winigette.
When is it?
So,
How
okay.
cute.
So do you do any, like, okay, so I'm about to start a live stream. I need to shake off the day. I need to put on my happy. I need to make sure that whatever I'm going to present is going to be well received, with, to the best of my ability. I prepared. Is there any tips you can give that you've learned along the way, like, tongue twisters you say, or like, do you do the Ron Burgundy thing? Like, what do you do? Give us the tips, the dirt, Larry. Come on.
Um, well, for example, when we do like these Comic Cons, and I don't, I think most people know what a Comic Con is. If you don't, it's It's where the fans gather and to meet some of their favorite characters and actors and writers, all these things, comic book and anime, everything, and sign autographs and take pictures. And we get to do a panel a lot of times, which I love. And because I usually learn something new, either whether it's a question from our audience or sitting with the other actors, hearing new stories or old stories that are still entertaining. I like to, because I love music. It really warms me up. So I will usually, my agent and and the other cast members are always cool with letting me like perform a song or two to warm the audience up. So I usually do that. So that helps me a lot. That helps me relax. Something about singing and playing that I do anyway when nobody's around, for my own therapy. So yeah, I would love to sing this song. I don't know if that's something that we could do. I have a song that came to mind while we were talking just now.
Love it. Absolutely thrilled. Are you kidding me? Larry's going to do a live performance right now. Hello, favorited Wisdom Wednesday. How are you today? Please do.
Yeah. All right. I'm not sure how this is going to sound with our sound. I just have my little this little microphone, but I got my guitar here.
Okay.
I don't have anything else plugged in. It's just going to be acoustic. But you tell me if you can if it sounds. So, anybody see the movie Walk the Line? Okay,
This is
so I
the
play.
Johnny Cash story with Joaquin Phoenix.
Sure. Yeah.
You
Anyway,
learned
there's
to
this.
play an instrument for that part, didn't you?
I learned to play that upright bass.
You had to learn how to play it. Did you? Were you honest when they asked you if you could already play it when they cast you? Just
Kind
wanting the
of.
dirt here.
Partially honest, white lie honest.
No, I guess.
I yeah, I did. I mean, look, if they say, "Can you ride a horse?" You say, "Yeah," and then when you get the job, you go and take some lessons. I mean, I wouldn't suggest that with the horse situation. I was very honest about that because I haven't ridden a horse, and you're my age. You don't want to jump on a horse without some knowledge. But yeah, so I knew I played guitar, and guitar is, it's the same like a bass, but upright's different. You're dealing with no frets, so you don't know where. So you have to memorize that. But there was also a Johnny Cash thing they did, which was, you know, so I got pretty good at that. But I took some serious lessons in just a few weeks before I went. We rehearsed with Joaquin and T-Bone Burnett, who did the music, and then we went to Memphis, and we were all literally like, Joaquin had never really, he played a little guitar, but I was restringing his guitars. Dan, who played the lead guitar player, was more of a rhythm, so he was learning how to play lead guitar, and I didn't ever play an upright bass. So, but that's kind of what Johnny. I mean, they were all very unfamiliar, and the way Marshall Grant, who I played in the film, talks about it, he says, "What we did right away, like it came right away, but we tried to undo it for the next 10 years." But it was just that sound, that chugga chugga chugga, boom 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 boom, and so it created something. So anyway, doing the movie, Jim Mangold, who directed it, said as he watched it, because we filmed mostly in sequence, he said, "I watched you guys literally like go from boys to men in this film." And we get done with rehearsal, and then we go to Joaquin's apartment there in Memphis, and we would rehearse until we had, to be there the next day. So we worked hard to just get it together so we looked like we knew what we were doing. But um, there's a scene in the movie, that's why I brought it up, where they're going for the first time to perform, and they have this gospel song. They're doing somebody else's gospel cover. And Sam Phillips says, "I don't believe it. Everybody sings that same old gospel song, but You got something that you really believe in. You got something that is true to you. And he's like, well, I wrote a song when I was in the Air Force. You got anything against the Air Force? And then he starts to play, and we're like, what you about to play? That's one of my lines we ain't never heard before. And then it just happened. And um, that's kind of so I often thought about that as a songwriter, like what, if I had one song and that could kind of wrap up at least to date. And I've written a lot of songs, a lot of bad songs. I got a few good ones maybe out of many, but this is the song I think I would play at least to date. It kind of tells my story. And I had my dear friend I grew up with help me write this one, and then I feel like I got a little inspiration from above on this one as well. This is called "Country by the Sea," and this is corn-fed hometown, California boy. Love the ocean and the sunshine. Wait, settle joy. Mom's from West Virginia, daddy's from LA. Wear a cowboy hat, designer jeans, and that laid back southern way. When I didn't go to college, study philosophy. Music through the faith is how he speaks to me. Don't have no certificate of what I am to be. I've got a genuine degree. Sing country by the sea. When I set myself away from stormy seas, singer and songwriter, found what I like to be. But on my way down the path I've always known, winds they turn from north to south, red carpets to dirt roads. When I didn't go to college or study philosophy, my music through the faith, how he speaks to me. Don't have no certificate of what I am to be. I got a genuine degree. Sing country by the sea is for compassion. C is for charity, well, C is for the center, the core of you and me. Well, love is what connects us to the heart, from heaven to earth, and C is for the man who died for you and me. Well, he didn't go to college or study philosophy. The music through the faith, it's how it speaks to me. Don't have no certificate, what you get is what you see. I got a genuine degree. Little C is my philosophy. I recorded this here record for you and me. Sing country by the sea. Country is you and me. Sing country by the sea. All right, thank you.
Larry, you have some albums out. I didn't see any links in your bio because I didn't put them there of your website or where people can go to find
Yeah,
your music. You're on
that was
Spotify,
actually
right?
the album. Yeah, Country by the Sea. That was the album I did. That was probably 12 years ago now. But yeah, I'm online. Spotify, Apple Music, Larry Bagby Music, and
Larry Bagby
while
Music.
you're at it, my brother Dustin, I always like to promote him too. He has his own cool style in the indie kind of folk rock, and his is Dustin. You know Dustin Bagby.
I think I might know my cousin Dustin Bagby as
You
well.
know. So
He's
anyway, but yeah, thanks for letting me share that. The music for me is kind of like the therapy in between the acting gigs. And I've been honored to get to open up for Glenn Campbell and Hunter Hayes, even Luke Bryan back in the day, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, some cool opportunities. So I'm really grateful for that. And I got to do that with my dad before he passed away. He played the accordion. You know how he played.
yeah, no, and I
He
can't
he
remember what
rocked on the
song.
accordion. Usually, you don't hear that, but my dad could rock the
No,
accordion.
he
So.
like seriously like rock star level accordion rocking. Like, I don't remember what song you guys did at my wedding, but you and Dustin and my uncle Larry did a beautiful two songs. And we all just kind of sat and just at your feet, just absolutely. You guys, this is the family line, right? It's our mother's, blood, I think, but also Larry's got a double whammy. I got, philosophy from my dad and religion,
A
and a
great
master's
teacher,
degree.
yes,
But you
very,
got a double
very.
whammy of the entertainment business right there. My mom didn't do.
We got some personalities for sure, and my dad he loved to perform, and he instilled that in all of us. And he always said, he just brought that thing, his accordion everywhere, and I try to bring my guitar, and I try to sing when I can because I think that's something that our gifts continue to grow if we choose to share them with others.
Agreed. I do talk about that quite a bit when we get together on my lives about how we've all been given some kind of talent, right? I do a talent show here on Saturdays. I think you've already committed to coming on Saturday and performing, haven't you?
I guess so. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
I mean, if not this Saturday, another Saturday in the future for sure.
I
But
think I can do it.
yeah,
Sure.
maybe a couple numbers. Maybe instead of the 5 minute limit, you might get a 10 minute. It's
Ooh.
5 extra minutes for extra encores. It's fine. He's a celebrity, you guys. Here's my question. Here's my question. So you and I've talked about you live streaming and doing kind of this is a new kind of medium for you. I would love, I think you're planning on doing some singing and playing of instruments when you go live. We did talk about live streaming a Comic Con. Would you ever be able to? I know that you got smacked a little bit doing it for Bette Midler, but would you ever be able to live stream from like one of your next movie sets or something? What
Sure.
happened to
Yeah.
Bette, by the way? And is she really only 4'9"? Like this just blows my mind.
Oh man. I don't. She was pretty short. Yeah. But her personality made up for that. She and then her hair made her way taller in at least in Hocus Pocus. Hey, I got to show you. So there is something kind of cool. So I think I showed some. This was my director chair thing, my actor chair.
No
I yeah.
way.
So
You got
I've
a chair?
kept I kept this right, and then I also found this recently, the script that we would one of the scripts that from 1992 that we would read at the table read and that we had to memorize our lines, and these were revised, as they have different color pages for the revisions. So that was cool. And then quickly, since we're talking about Hocus Pocus, this book just came out and it's so cool. We were all interviewed, and it
What's it?
tells the
It's
oral
oral
history.
history. It's the oral
Huh?
history. It's the oral
Yeah,
history.
yeah, of Hocus Pocus, just all the behind the scenes and told in a really cool way. Where this awesome author Shannon, she's so passionate. She loved the movie too, but she interviewed us all, and then between her and the editor and Disney, they tell the story by each of our stories, and so it's like each chapter, depending on who said what, for example, is like putting together a coven, and or the first chapter's like the story, how it came about, and we tell like our version. And there's some really great stories. I was grateful that she included one of my favorite parts of the book for me due to COVID complications. And it was October 24th. And so yeah.
Rose, he's engaged. Calm down. You got a lot of fans, Larry. A lot of fans. You're a good-looking
Oh,
man.
hey, listen,
Talented.
it's
You can sing.
it hasn't always been that way, okay? um, no, listen, I appreciate that, and I'm very, very happily engaged, and you'll get to know, I'm sure, my beautiful fiance and the kids here. I became like an insta dad, which is awesome. Um, but the so my dad passed away on the 24th of October 2020, and so the memorial we did was on Halloween. It was on the 31st, and my sweet niece and her husband, they rented out the St. George, Utah movie theater for us, and this was a surprise. And we all went and watched Hocus Pocus, and it was like bittersweet, but like my dad was so proud of that and loved family, and we just felt the whole day was beautiful. It was a real tribute to him. And then we got to watch the film, and I saw it different, and I could appreciate it the way that I think the fans do, and how it's one of those movies that we watch maybe with our families, or there was some connection. And even when it's not Halloween, people put that on as a comfort film. I know my fiance and I met because of the movie as well.
Can I just
And
ask, because she said that she was the biggest Ernie Ice fan, and the fact that that was you, like she's marrying her dream man, right? Because of this film.
yeah, she apparently had a crush on me. She was only 7 at the time. I was, I guess, 17. That would have been a little creepy back then, but now it's a good, decent spread, but not too far apart, because I'm very immature. But anyway, yeah, I happened to jump into like two Hocus Pocus groups, or two posts, and one of them happened to be my fiance Veronique, and she just said there was a picture of the J pointing, to ice, and she's like, I had the biggest crush on Ice back then, and I thought, ooh, this girl is beautiful, so I added her on Facebook, and we started DMing, and it wasn't long before we got together and had in Los Angeles. Our first date was like 10 days long, and we fell in love. We fell in love, and we were engaged by uh, February of 2023, and we've been together since. It'll be 2 years in October since we met. So really excited and real grateful how this movie has come full circle again.
So you have this amazing book that one
Thank
of
you.
the fans wrote. Is that available on Amazon or through your website? Where can we find that,
It's yeah,
Rose?
it's everywhere. I think Barnes and Noble and everything. It's on. I think there's probably even a Kindle version.
Oh, cool.
She's just, it's Shannon Carlin. Her Instagram is New Girl Friday, I think.
New Girl Friday.
And you can look her up. It's this woman here. She's amazing. She's such a sweetheart. Shannon Carlin. Let's see if there should be something on her. But yeah, she's on my Instagram. But yeah, she would love for you to read the book too. It's so cool. If you're a Hocus Pocus fan or not, even, it's a great read, and it's a nice flow, and it's a lot of fun, but a lot of good facts too. You get
Well,
to hear
while we're
from
on
our
the subject of Hocus Pocus, you've been in a lot of other films, TV, music, the stage. my talent show. But the question, I've got a couple questions. We've just got, maybe 10 more minutes of our actual scheduled time. And then I do, you guys, I want to battle against my cousin. And
Oh,
so
battle.
I would like for the ice to get some ice if it's possible. We could freeze him out, get him, but it's fine if he wins. It's fine. It's his first day. But before we do that, though, this is what I'd like to know. I would like to know,
Look.
have, oh,
Hey,
Lollipop.
buddy.
Oh, he's so cute.
What you doing?
I would like to know if I could have that dog. Okay, this is what I want to know, Larry.
Look at this.
You said earlier that you kind of, I don't know that you were typecast, but you kind of always seem to get like the bully kind of role. Have you ever like resentful of ice, or of that bully kind of persona, feeling like that's something that you have to, personify when you do auditions, or has that been, a blessing? You're recognizable because of that.
Um, I don't mind. I don't mind playing the bad guy or the bully. It's actually a lot of fun. Um, uh, yeah, it's also given me a chance to talk about bowling and me and my buddy who I became friends with instantly when we worked on the film. Even the audition, we had our callback together. Tobias Jelinek. If you haven't, oh, that's my little boy there playing Thomas the Thomas the Train.
Attention. No worries. We get that all the
I
time.
don't
We
know if you can hear that, but the yeah, him and I, Tobias Jelinek, check him out. He's awesome, and he's still at it. He's such a great actor, such a great friend, great guy. Um, he he and I got to do some cool things. We went back to his high school where he went, Santa Barbara. Hocus Pocus was his first audition. He got discovered out of a play. He was 15 years old, and some scout saw him in a play that he was
This
doing
is
in Santa Barbara.
the kid that played Jay.
Yeah, it was his first audition, and he booked it. And anyway, we went back to his school, and the teacher that taught there was still working there after all those years, and we got to talk with the classmates about acting. But then we stayed afterwards, and the teacher just mentioned if anybody's had any experience with being bullied, we'd love for you to stick around. We can talk about it. And we got to sit around, and these kids, really young adults, shared some really interesting stories and the teacher had no idea.
Mm.
And I think he was able to kind of step in and help with some of this bowling going on. But it was very rewarding, emotional to share that, being kind of iconic bullies. And then that's what we'd like to do. If anybody's watching out there and can help us connect to some bully campaign or something, we'd love to get involved with that and do more charity work, because it's just awful. It's awful. There's a lot of virtual kind of stuff going on, and it's sad, and nobody should have to deal with that. And we all need to step up and say something, and
Yeah.
make sure that these people don't get hurt.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that, right? You've taken something that, could have been something that brought you down. And I'm always the bully, but you've seen the light in that and you're doing good with it. I appreciate that. And I love you for that and many other reasons. A couple more questions before we sign off. I do want you to tell the story about the camcorder and Bette Midler. But before you do that, we have a request. Is there anything that you can help us, tips that you can give us to act more natural or real on camera? Some of us get in front of a camera and just kind of, right? Any kind of, yeah, ideas that you could relay to us about, being less robotic and more realistic?
No. Here's something I learned from. Whoa. Wow, that light too. This light is something. Watch this.
Oh, that's better. Well, I mean, no, not so much. No, that's great, right? Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Here's something I learned from one of the greatest actors I think I've worked with. He's top notch, top caliber actor. Joaquin Phoenix, who won Oscar for The Joker, right? Also, he was nominated as the role, the Johnny Cash role, um, and Reese won an Academy Award for that. But one of the things, like at least as an actor, that I learned, and he taught me about it, he worked so hard. Like we were impressed because when we went to his house and everything, he had all these post-it notes of the lines everywhere of Johnny Cash uh, quotes and albums on the floor. Everywhere you looked, it was like he was just totally all about learning about this man, Johnny Cash. Like for like a couple of years, he worked on this role. Now, the thing that I was so impressed with, and that made me, I felt like, shoot, I better start working a little harder here, because I always felt like, oh, I'm kind of a natural. I kind of know, I think I know what I'm doing, and then as long as I have the lines. But it's study, 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 like learn it back and forth, and try to just keep going, and get as involved and understand as much about it, do the background history, whatever it is, and then throw it away and just listen to the other person, the other character, the other lines. Listen and let it happen. Like just respond. Like the lines will be there anyway, right? They should be. But just instead of waiting
Missing it.
and listening in your head, that's a lack of preparation, and also it's experience. It takes time, and I've had my moments where I froze up, and I went back to my trailer and like, oh my gosh, I have to like work on this because I don't know it, because we were waiting all day in the trailer, and then we had dinner, and then it's late night. I was like, I don't get to film my like main thing until like midnight, and I'm tired, I mean, my brain's just starting to slow down. But the thing that I've been told, and it is important in film and acting, even if you don't have a lot of the lines, remember, the directors and producers, they're going to need to cut away, and they're going to show the whole thing. And if you're listening and you're genuinely responding to what's being said, and they can use that, and you're going to get more screen time, because they're like Jim Mangold, who did Walk the Line. One of the greatest compliments I had from him was, Larry, I loved it because anytime I needed to cut away for a good, like somebody that was really listening or into it, I could count on your, just because you didn't have the line, but you stayed in it, and
Yeah.
you weren't waiting for your next line. You could tell you were in, because that's what we do in real life, and we kind of throw it away. Like lines are this way, but like if you think about it, it's, we kind of rattle it off too. So kind of keep the pacing going and listen and
Well, that's what acting
learn
is,
your lines, right?
reacting, right? And listening,
Yeah,
reacting.
yeah, exactly.
So there was a couple questions. One of them was, what if you're performing for an audience and the audience just isn't connecting to your character? What do you do? And I think just based off of what you just taught us, right? You have to do all the preparation work, learn the lines, learn the part, be the part. But when it comes to the moment, then you have to forget everything. Meaning, like, don't worry so much about, this is my next line, this is my next move. Now I go stage left. Now I do this. It's embodying all the things you've learned and then just living it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And that's easier said than done, of course. But it's also practice, 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 and not just by yourself. That's something that I know that even with my auditions, there's a lot of self tape, and if you don't have a network or some other, try to work with other actors and have fun with it. Try to remember how you felt. Like, well, this is supposed to be fun too, and don't take it too seriously, I think.
Right.
um, and don't go after this kind of business for the fame or fortune because it's definitely not that. I mean, if that comes along, that should come along with it if you stay in it. And but maybe not, you know. But you got to know why you're doing it, and you really have to be driven to keep going. So do the things that help you stay in it.
Right there, and it
Even if
applies
it's like a
to business.
play, go do a play or do something cool, do a short film, or write your own thing. Like keep creating. It doesn't have to be on a large scale.
Which
I
is
know.
why you're here, right?
Yeah, of course. Like it's about connecting with it. At the end of the day, too, and I'm gonna take it right back. I know we're kind of wrapping up, but I I love Jesus, and I know He's real, and I'm grateful for Him. And at the end of the day, he was a one. He is one on one. Each person like matters. So even if all these people are watching right now, and there's only one person that's connecting that needs this, that's worth it. Remember that. Like I played a lot of music shows, especially that weren't a lot of people, and even to the point where it's just a few of the employees or whatever. And I might go live on Facebook or something. Now I'll try to use this format, but you never know because I'll get an email or somebody will text me and say this song really hit me. I needed that, So just know that like it might be a lot of time, and then you might not feel like you're getting anywhere with anyone, but you are.
I love
You're
that.
important. We all are important.
I love that what you said, right? What's the reason why you're doing this, right? Why are you live streaming? Why are you performing? If it's for the money or the fame, you might get used to disappointment. You might
Yeah.
never hit the goal that you're trying to get. You might. You might be one of those Reese Witherspoons or Joaquin Phoenix. You get it. You do it. Awesome. We love you for that. But you're not going to get there just because that's what you're doing it for, right? You still have to create the content. You still have to have the connection. You still have to be real, and you still have to keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it, and don't give.
Yeah. And also like I'm also at a point where it's like I want to discover more. Uh, so I'm taking some online guitar lessons when I see like I know there's more I can learn or piano. I want to teach now. I want to start teaching piano and guitar, and I want to start coaching and doing more like acting classes and things because I've been given so much and I've been able to experience so much, but it's like you learn and you grow even six times more for teaching it, than just doing it.
Yeah.
It's like the whole teach a man to teach a man to fish. What is it?
Give a man a fish, he
Give a
eats
man
for a
fish,
day.
feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Thank you very
Right?
much. Good night, everybody.
Amen. Well, don't leave yet. I got one more. One
Oh
more.
no,
One more. We're wrapping up. And
where's
okay.
that orc? Where's that
So,
orc?
so
Free
last hat.
Willy.
Okay. So you've talked about some fun ideas for favorite. I know we're looking forward to the talent show, but you're going to be singing on your live and doing stuff. Maybe taking us to a Comic Con. Maybe taking us to a film set, on a plane, on your jet set lifestyle, whatever. But in October, right? Because it is Halloween month, and of course, Hocus Pocus. And we brought the ice, you guys. We brought the ice. I was just wanting to talk to you about the possibility of collaborating. Of course, you and I will, because we're family, and I'll make you. But collaborating with other people. We have a wonderful lady here, Bear Lady Alabama, who has actually made a book. Ooh, right, a book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's wanting to show everybody kind of how she did that. So maybe somebody like Twiggy will do like a black flame candle. We've got some crochet artists that can maybe make Binks the cat. We could do a lot of fun
Mm,
things. Would
yeah.
you be open to collaborating with other live streamers here on Favorited?
Yeah, of course. I'd love
That'd
to
be
get
fun,
involved.
right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and maybe like a pumpkin carving contest or a costume contest or battling
Or
like
a
Michael Myers this year. Maybe
smashing.
Michael Myers can battle ice.
Ooh. How about or smashing pumpkins? We could do a
Ooh,
smashing pumpkins.
good band, excellent game.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Well,
so
also, I threw some pumpkins,
right. You
smashed
did.
some pumpkins. Yeah.
Um, and
In
we
fact,
saw
we
somebody
had
go
we
like,
had
shh, shh.
Oh yeah. Hey, yo, witch, get your face off my
That
shelf.
wasn't the line in the script, was it?
Oh, I think it was you. You
And you
know,
changed it, and the director was like,
like starts with Bagby but ends with
"Hold
witch.
on, wait, is it? Wait, where is it? Is it biscuits?
Yes.
Yeah, biscuits. Okay, so let's go ahead and any last questions here from the chat before I ask Larry. Larry, you haven't done this before. We kind of did it at Christy's house, but what I want to do, we're going to battle, so we're going to connect again, but you've got to be on your own live. So I'm going to excuse you from this stream. You're going to leave this chat, me. You're going
Okay.
to go to your profile and you're going to click the little recorder to go live.
Okay.
And then once you do that, I hopefully Vicky's here. Hopefully we can make sure that I can find Larry and I'm going to invite you. I'm going to co-host with you. Don't accept anybody else's invitation. Just
Okay.
Meg's this time.
Okay.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
I'm going to disconnect you and then you're going to go on your own live stream and I will see you shortly.
And then I'll add you.
Yeah, or vice versa. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Very
All
good.
right.
All right.
Here we
Thank
go.
you all. Thank you, everybody. It's so nice to get to know some of you. I was trying to look down at the chat a little bit in between all the fun, and so thank you. It was an honor to be with you too, and to get to share some stories. I really and thanks, Meg, for being so sensitive and connected. I appreciate that.
Well, we're going to connect one more time. So if you guys want to
Okay.
stay here, we're going to bring Larry back. We're going to play some games, make sure that we can make it worth his time and also get to know each other a little bit more and do some follow. So I'm going to excuse you and then you go live and I'll scoop you right back up.
Okay.
Okay.
Love
Thanks.
y'all. Thank you
Awesome.
very much.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. You guys, isn't he amazing? Freaking amazing. Okay. Hopefully he can figure out how to do that because he's smart. No, Ice. You are Ice. You guys are amazing. Yeah, so much fun, right? He hasn't done a real battle before, so I'd like to do that with him and give you guys an opportunity to ask any additional questions while we kind of chat. He does have his little ones there at home, so I don't want to take up tons of his time, but I'm just going to hopefully be able to find Hocus Pocus Larry Ice on my list. And if you guys are looking for him, if you see him go live, pop in and help him find me if that's the case.
Hi.
Long time no hello.
Oh,
Hello.
there you are. We're on different sides now. That's
Yes.
fun.
So I want you to accept that battle request.
Okay.
And this is us playing a little battle game. So I want people to pop over to Hocus Pocus Larry Ice's side and give him some taps and loves. Like I said, I don't care who wins. But yes. Do you get recognized in public, Larry, often?
It's been more often lately, and I think it's probably in the last 5 years more for Hocus Pocus, and that um, because we did like the 25th anniversary show
Right.
that was on Freeform with
Right.
reunion kind of, or
Before the movie came out, the number two.
before the second one, yeah, but like it was all the Kenny Ortega, the director, and the writers and the actors, and all the witches. But we did it in the Forever Hollywood Cemetery, and so it was a fan fest. And so after that, once people knew kind of what we looked like later in life, then you
Right.
start to recognize. Also, when I'm in Utah, maybe a little more often because there's some other films like Saints and Soldiers and Church Ball, Walk the Line, and some of those come up, but probably mostly Hocus Pocus and Buffy are
Well,
probably
Buffy,
the.
absolutely some diehard Buffy fans, as we know. Saints and Soldiers was filmed in the UK, wasn't it?
No, it was
Oh,
actually. It looks like it's supposed to be France, right? Germany,
yeah.
but it was filmed in Utah. All of it. As long as you didn't film the top of the mountains, that was how they made that work.
Yeah, are these foothills out here? No,
Yeah,
it's
and all these cool battle. The it's I guess it houses one of the biggest all the old war the war tanks and all that, and all the soldiers, like there's soldiers, the reenactors that came out from everywhere.
Wow.
So like that movie was made for under $1 million, and it looks like Band
Ah,
of Brothers
big
kind of.
budget film. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you, okay, so I teased a little bit. There's a story that you have about Bette Midler and a camcorder. What's that about?
Well, let me tell you. So
What
back
about
in back in '90, it was '92. I like when I did my first film. I did this independent film, and it was called Invasion Earth.
so that wait, hold
Don't
on.
look it up.
You were how old were you? Because
I
that was
was
sort of,
I was 11 or 12.
and it was like a you starred in that film. Like that was like,
Yeah, it was real pretty low budget. Like the guy, and he removed his name as a director because
oh
it just did
no.
not turn out great. But his claim to fame was he ran the whole special effects department for Alien, the movies.
Ooh.
So he had the ability to do it, but the budget wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then they took over, and somebody else ended up editing, and it just kind of was a disaster. But if you want to watch it, apparently sci-fi lovers love it because it's like
Campy.
these young kids get stuck in a movie theater that's being invaded by aliens. So anyway, I with the money I made on that, I bought a little VHS C. That was the first format that I had, the little mini compact VHS. And then I got into like making little films with my cousin who now is doing a lot as a writer with some big projects. He's worked with Mel Gibson,
Yep.
Brian Bagby,
Very
awesome,
cute. Very
so
cute.
talented. But like we grew up and we were help like I wanted to do the acting and I liked to film and he was directing, so we got to like grow up living our dreams in between our dreams. And I eventually got like a pretty nice camera. It was a Canon A1 digital, and it had this cool like gain up, which kind of slowed it down to make it look more like film. Anyway, it was pretty big, and I brought it everywhere, and I filmed everything, and I was on set with this thing, and I figured it was fine, and nobody said anything until old Miss Midler in costume. I was just like, "Oh, we're not filming right now. I'm gonna go into the house, which was in Burbank at the Disney Studios. That whole house. It was like you could take that house and move it somewhere. It would be a real house. Amazing. They were filming the witches. Where we're supposed to be up in the cages, but we're not because they're filming the witches, and I'm just out there with my camera, and all of a sudden I'm filming and I catch Bette Midler just staring into my lens like, this is awesome. And then I see her go with her teeth like, what is this? And stops filming the set, and they're like, excuse me. And she's like, who's filming? And I was like, and Tobias was so like just laughing at me. And like, Larry, what are you doing? No, this is a closed set. You can't be filming this. She thought it was like, TMZ. I don't know back then if they even had to, but
It was
I
Entertainment Tonight.
was scolded and even more intimidated now by Bette Midler Winifred. But I do have that footage, and I don't know. I've been trying to find it. It's somewhere in all of my high eight
Your boxes.
tapes, and we're gonna share some of that.
That's going to be amazing.
And
Uh,
we have like an hour and a half worth of footage for Tobias and I just kicking it in our with people in
on the
costume.
90s style. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, Larry, I have won their first battle. So I'm taking a victory lap. But before, this is what I want you to do. You see the three bubbles down beneath you? These are your top three fans that have given you delicious, tasty presents. So if you click on that first bubble, you can see everybody that contributed to yours. And what we like to do here is make sure that we acknowledge, because gifts are never required here. Very much appreciated, but
Yeah.
these people have given you some extra love. So I'm going to do mine first. And I'm going to say my MVPs this round were Deep Thoughts. Thank you so much. Downsizing Gut Check. Gorgeous Brittany Animals, our moderator for today. Thank you so much, Gorgeous Brittany. And Legends of, and UK Ryan, and In Love by Self, and Lady Duck Race, and Tyler Phillips and Spirit Healer. Thank you so much, everyone, for your taps and your gifts and supporting of Hocus Pocus Larry Ice. Larry, now you go.
Okay. How am I doing this? Where did I hit
The
the little
three bubbles. So
bubbles?
click number
Okay.
one.
Oh, Michael Myers, who wants to? They want to. We want to do a little match thing, huh? That is awesome. Thank you so much, Czar 90. Loving that. Downsizing gut check. That's awesome.
Very cool guy. Yes.
I love it. I love it. In love by self. Thank you.
All by myself.
Sad. Okay, I like that. The Centurion. Thank
Oh, now
you.
he's one you got to battle as well. Centurion is
Oh,
a character from the underworld that is in among the mortals, but is fighting for light. So definitely, you might
oh,
see him at the talent show as well.
I like this. This is
Yeah,
good. This is very, very gladiator. Michelle, Seven Believer. Thank
he
you.
was a big fan of yours, Larry.
Oh, love that. Thank you, Michelle. And Deep Thoughts.
We have those. I have a whole big
By
stack of them. Deep
is
thoughts
that
here.
Jack Handy by chance?
I mean, I got some Megs and Jack Handies and some good quotes here. Like
Uh,
never missing a good opportunity to shut the heck up. Deep thoughts.
Speaking of Disney, Goofy AF
Goofy,
47.
Goofy. Yep.
And then we have Sir Joe of the Misfit Re. Thank
The
you.
realm, the misfit realm. Sir Joe. Thank you, Sir Joe.
And then Clear 01 OG family.
Clear.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys. Hype Laura's here.
Okay.
Hype girl. All right, we're gonna do the best of five, Larry. So let's go
Okay.
again.
All
And
right.
so there's a couple things we didn't get to talk about on the main event. And one of the things that I specifically wanted to ask you about was with regard to your music career here. So you have done. Oh, you guys are so good to him. Thank you so much. Holy places, Larry.
Yeah.
You just got a big one.
Oh no. I love it. Thank you. Whoa.
Rose Run Social, giving him some
Oh my gosh. What does
spoilage.
that mean? I'm still learning. What is this?
You got, was it a cat, Rose? What was that? Was it a portal? Oh yeah, it was
Oh.
I call it a wormhole. I go, so for that wormhole, Larry, I go back in time. That wormhole takes me back in time, and it usually takes me to a place, to a song that I want to sing from like the 50s or the 60s or the 80s or the 90s. So some people call it a portal, some people call it a piney hole, but I think it's a wormhole. So would you like to sing like just a bar of a song that you can go back in time and sing quickly?
Ah. I could do even. I want to go back in time. Whoa, whoa, Doc, you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? Whoa, that's heavy, Doc. Honey, great Scott, 21.1 gigawatts. Okay. The
I want
power of
somebody with screen
love.
recording that.
Okay. I love back one. That's one of my favorite movies. I
I
think it's
know.
my favorite movie.
I
So
know. We actually have life preservers that we wear around this time of year, but always for Marty McFly. Sometimes I go back in time to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and I
I love
sing
it.
Earth Angel,
Oh,
Earth Angel,
angel,
will
will
you
you
be
be
mine?
mine?
Yes.
My darling dear, yeah, or Johnny Be Good.
Well, that's the one we get the Teddy. The Teddy is a quite expensive, very pricey, very exciting gift. And he comes up with a guitar and we sing, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, go. There's a streaking penguin. He's
Oh,
naked. He's
oh,
naked. I don't know why he doesn't put no clothes on. It's there,
oh,
and then there's a delicious pineapple that we see sometimes. Of course, there's a gorgeous snow panda, and the snow panda reminds me of Dancing Bears, the song from Anastasia. And
mm,
of course, the snow that comes is "Let It Snow" or "White Christmas." So we do
uh,
for my family over here. We just do a lot of singing. That's kind of my shtick.
I
So,
love it. Thank you.
you
It's
know,
also that what I love is that bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, ooh, bring me a dream. Okay.
I love that. Oh, absolutely. So I'm going to be excited to see what you come up with when you are gifted something. If you're just going to be like, play it
Okay.
cool, like, oh, thanks for the galaxy. If you're going to
Oh,
do
I
it
see
next, be
what
like,
you.
a whole new world. I can show you the world.
Oh wow,
Or
you
if
got
you
even
make those
like
delicious ice cream.
visual. I love it. Okay, this is good. I see where we're going with this.
See that? Here they go. A whole new world. I can show you the world. And then if somebody sends me a pizza, I there's a little reminder that I do have to set my makeup, otherwise my face slides right off like a pizza. Thanks for the pizza. Was there pineapple on that pizza? High blood.
Oh, I love
You
that.
smoked me. What happened?
I think it was the Johnny Be Good. Maybe I don't know.
No, was it snow? Rose? Holy places. Was it on doubles? You guys are amazing. Well, see all these delicious dino nuggies? You're gonna get them. You're gonna get them
Oh,
all. You got them.
oh,
It's good that you got them.
thank you.
Thank you so much. So I've
How
got
do I
one and
do?
you've got
What
one.
else can I do here? What was some of
Okay,
the
so
other?
it's the two peace signs.
Yeah,
Are you on your phone or are you on your iPad?
phone.
Is it an iPhone?
Yeah.
Did you turn on your video effects?
Oh, where's
Can
that?
you read your chat?
Yeah,
Okay, read your chat because I think Rose Run Social told you something.
it was Portal. Uh, she's left smiling. Said, oh, 45, 46. Is there more that I'm missing?
I don't know. Is that the only thing you're seeing?
Oh, view feed.
No.
Back to chat.
Yeah.
It was a portal. I see Rose Run. So scroll up. Okay, I'm up. Am I like not getting? What am I doing?
So you're scrolling up on the chat part, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I see scroll IP up. I scroll up. But nothing's. Maybe
No.
I've lost.
Maybe he needs a little bit more help, Rose. Maybe go to the bottom of your chat. Oh
Okay.
yeah, there's ET behind him. Yes. Booyakasha, Big Ali G. You're at the fair. All our pineapples are going to food and games.
Johnny
Absolutely
Cash.
brilliant, gorgeous girl. Absolutely brilliant. You get some deep fried butter at that fair and enjoy
Oh,
yourselves. You got your
love it.
six. Give them a big hug for me too. Okay, let's thank our MVPs. MVP Big Al Booyakasha. I'm James Hype Laura Top Shot. Deep Thoughts Brittany Animals Leonie Hi Sweet Girl. Just Joe in love by myself and Wayne my less. Thank you so much, Larry. You go.
Oh, I'm going back to the list. Yes.
MVP. Yep.
Oh, MVPs. Okay, and where? How do I do that again? Oh, yes, I
Click
got it. I
respond.
got it. I got it. Rose run. Rose runs so social. Thank you. Deep thoughts. Love it. Thank you, Michael Myers. Thank you, Michelle Seven Believer. In love by self. Clear O one OG family and Goofy still. AF 47. Tara. I am Marine. And Sir Joe of the Misfit Realm.
Excellent work, everybody. Excellent work. Okay, will you do me a favor? Can you start a new battle?
Yes. Um, and where do I do that?
Is there a rematch button underneath your picture? Maybe I got it. Let me do this. Let me exit and I'll do it again.
Okay.
There we go. No,
Okay.
hold on. We'll try again.
Ah,
Okay,
accept.
there we go.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the tapas. Okay, Larry, the other thing that, Canada lives with the galleon, a whole new world. Candy, I can't let you go. I want candy. Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. You look just like the 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. Thanks for the hot dog, Ben and Snap. A whole new world. Thank you so much, you guys. Look at that sprinkle twinkle. What? Larry, we're rated G. You might be PG-13 because you're a guy and you're older than me, but I'm
Okay.
rated G. And I never said, "Oh, it's a trebuchet. I will taunt you a second time. Your father was a hamster, and your mother smoked of elderberries beer the night you say." A whole new
Hey, why
world.
you get this chocolate cereal?
This is my little boy, by the way. Sorry.
Hi.
Say hi, Gigi.
Hi, how are you?
You doing good?
What's her name?
It's Megan, my cousin.
Hi, I'm your cousin.
My cousin. It's your
Yeah.
cousin too, I guess now.
Yeah, we're cousins. Do, does
I
your
do it.
does your little boy like any Disney movies that we could sing a song for him?
Oh, I don't. Do you like what Disney movies do you like, buddy?
Yes.
He likes YouTube stuff. The wheels
Yes, I
round.
do. I don't want to get that stuck in your head.
You want to? I think he likes those kind of. Here, Thomas. He likes Thomas the Train. Here, he's got.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Uh
That's
huh.
true. Hi, Tracy. We
Let's
do.
put these
We
in.
do.
They're going to stay truck.
We
And the days in truck.
we do Paw Patrol
And
at our house. Is he into
anything.
Paw Patrol yet?
Yes, he loves
Yeah.
Paw
We
Patrol.
love Paw Patrol. And the other thing we love, we're getting into, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So he might be a little
Oh,
young for that, but that's something that
yeah.
we're doing with Ike right now.
Oh, I think he'll get it. He
Let's
doesn't.
try it again.
You want to hear us? See?
Hi, my
He's,
awesome cousin.
he
Can I
wants to
sing a
hear.
song to you? Can I sing
Hey,
Robin
listen.
Hood and Little John walking through the forest, dodging fences, scrubbing trees, and trying to get away? Contemplating nothing but escape and finally making it.
Is that in
Oodle lolly,
content?
golly, what a day.
Is that video?
Yeah, she's on video. Do you
Never
like it?
ever
Like
dreaming there was
content?
danger in the water they were drinking, they just
It's not
leveled it
called.
down.
Hey!
Listen.
Never ever dreaming that a scheming sheriff
Hey,
named
hello!
Tonto was watching them and waiting and praying. Robin Hood and Little John running through the forest, honking fences, dodging trees, and trying to get
Is
away.
that you call her?
Yeah, we're on the phone right now, and there's people out there.
I'm trying
He likes when I
But
play. I make songs up.
you
You
were
hear it?
just a child
to
at
Hey!
play. Now you're all grown up inside of me. Oh, how fast the moments flee.
You hear it?
Once we
Da ba
watched
ba
the
ba!
lazy world go by. Now the days seem to fly. Life is short, and when it's done, love goes on and on.
Yay! Give her a clap.
Hey!
Clap.
Yay! We got a deep thought. We got an independent thought. Here we go. We got an independent thought. Let's get one. Let's get one. Let's get one. Um, well, these are really good. Okay, Larry. If you're robbing a bank and your pants fall down, I think it's okay to laugh and let your hostages laugh too, because come on, life is funny. Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
I think I've had that because I've lost some weight this last year, and belt is a good thing. I had a couple moments where I
Yeah.
was running down the street and chasing the kids, and like, whoa, made my fiance laugh, and the neighbors got very
Neighbors too.
nervous and scared.
So I forget that I'm my age, and I do. I'm constantly doing shenanigans. The most recent one I had was, it was a costume party at work. Dress as your favorite musician. Of course, my favorite musician is Enya, because yes. And so I had this amazing like costume, and one of my girlfriends had mentioned that because we work from home, if you ever wear a bodysuit, you just kind of snap it on the outside of your pants instead of the inside. Like it's much better. And so I was like, well, I have a bodysuit for this costume, so I'm gonna give that a try. And she's right, right? There's no writing, there's no issues. Like on the outside, let's do it. Nobody's gonna see it anyway. Not a big deal. So I'm getting my costume on. I have actually lost my voice, so I have to DoorDash some lemons because I have no lemons because I eat candy for a living. So lemons and honey is what I DoorDash, and the delivery comes as I'm getting my costume on. So I just run downstairs and open up the door, and oh, there's the neighbors. Hi, neighbors, no problem. Give my stuff, close the door, and then I look down and realize that not only my bodysuit, which is black, over my light colored leggings on the outside, right? But I'm also wearing the crushed velvet cape with hood. And so my neighbors don't talk to me anymore because apparently they think that I'm psychotic. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good dressed like a superhero with a velvet cape in my own house at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. So that is what I am up against with my neighbors and embarrassment. It's fine. I didn't want to talk to them anyway.
Well, it happens.
MVPs. Jeff, thank you so much. Deep Thoughts, Crazy Stacy. Thank you for coming in, Crazy Stacy. Hype Laura at the fair. in love all by myself, my awesome Canadian vibes. Also in Canada right now, my cousin Larry, the actor, Hocus Pocus, Larry Ice. Brittany Animals, our beautiful moderator, thanks for keeping us safe. Booyakasha, Big Ali G, Just Joe, and Tyler Phillips. Thank you so much, you guys. Larry, you go.
Okay, let's do this. I'm getting the hang of this a little bit now. Thank you so much. I am Marine
Ooh,
Dodge Palooza. Awesome. Dog.
Doge, Doge,
Doge.
Doge,
Doge Palooza. Gotcha.
Doja Palooza.
Moonstruck. Great movie. Thank you. The Big Man 38. Christmas 1. Love my Navidad. Sir Joe of the Misfit Realm. Thank you. In Love by Self. Gracias. And Tara. I
Tara,
appreciate
good
it.
job, Tara.
And Goofy AF 47. My friend Jason, by the way, who did the voice of Binks, what is Goofy Junior Max, right? He's the voice
Yeah,
of Max,
that's
and
so
we'll be in Salem in October together doing a little reunion, going back to all the tour of the Hocus Pocus set where we filmed.
And are
And
you
then
gonna live stream that for us?
that's a great idea. Yes, we will do that for
Okay.
sure. Lincoln 27. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. So appreciate it.
So I know that you probably don't have a lot more time. We did say the best of five, and I've won two, and you've won one. So this next game is 5 minutes. You've got one more to decide the
Sure.
winner of battle royale.
Let's go. Last one then.
Last one.
All right, guys, come on.
Do it, Rockapella.
Let me let me let me win. Here we
Okay.
go.
Hype Laura has a friend that has three daughters, and they have red, blonde, and up as the Sanderson sisters. Candy,
Oh,
candy, candy, I can't let you go. You guys have seen Courgette in her Winifred wig.
I love that. That is too good. I got,
Isn't that cute?
we got little boots. We found that the dog in Hocus Pocus, that Kathy's dog, right? That's
Yeah,
her real dog. We got that little devil costume. It's a little small on him, but we we may let him wear that for
that is
Halloween.
so stinking cute. Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. Oh my gosh. Well, I think that we most certainly are going to, dare I say, I don't want to say, I don't know, ride your coattails, maybe milk it. I don't know. I think there's a lot of collaborators here that love Halloween, a lot of people that love Hocus Pocus, a lot of people that now love you, frankly, my beautiful cousin.
Oh.
But the fact that you're willing to collaborate and then just kind of take us along on some of these adventures that you have, I really feel like October Unfavorited is going to be just all about, it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus.
I love it. Yeah, it's so fun too. There's a lot of screenings of the movie across the nation, and they re-released the film after 30th anniversary, I guess last year,
2022.
and it was back in the theaters, and it was in the box office top 10. But the movie, when it first came out, like came in and out because it was released in July,
Yeah,
up
why
against
was that?
Jurassic Park. What I heard or read, and I'm reading this, still reading the oral history, which has a lot of that information in there. And I'm reviewing. I kind of went through and saw all the little blurbs they did on me, and now I'm going back and reading the whole thing because we just got the book. But it was because Tim Burton's film Nightmare Before Christmas was being released that same year, and they didn't want to compete and have, because they're both Disney, right?
And
So
probably the two most popular Halloween movies of all time, right?
now
Yes.
the family film thing, yeah, it's amazing that nobody had really tapped into that, but it took all these years, and thanks to you all, the fans, this is the movie it is today. So we're nothing without you guys. So we appreciate it.
It's interesting that you say that. Let's bring this back home to like live streaming, right? You streamer, but you're just a person talking to yourself until you have, some fans and some family and a team and people that want to come and play with you and support you and appreciate what you do, right? So
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
definitely
and you keep it's like they say too. Sorry to cut you off. That like when you're performing, like I felt this way, is still perform like you're performing for huge audience
See,
or important people, because we're all everybody's important, and you got to give your all no matter what. It's not about who's there, because eventually you're also building your craft by doing your best. You don't want to just be like, oh, there's not that many people here, I'm going to cut my set short, or I'm not going to give as much.
right.
And you got to do it for your self-respect too, right? Do it for yourself.
For love of the craft, for love of the
Yeah.
job. Yeah. Excellent advice. Sage advice. Mr. Fudgy Pie is anxious to see the new Halloween gifts that may be available for October here on Favorited. That might be something fun that we can look forward to.
Ah.
I am planning on doing a chopped challenge, a cooking challenge with some of the creators here. Within an hour, doing a secret ingredient and making something tasty, and we could it could be Halloweeny. We could do it that way.
Halloweeny hot dogs.
I mean, you look just like the Fourth of July. Don't
Well,
make me
there's all these cool little. There's a cookbook, unofficial Hocus Pocus cookbook, and I was on a morning news show in San Antonio. Am
We
I
glitched.
doing? We're done. There's another battle. Is there one?
No, we glitched. Hold on. We got it.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, Larry. Do you have time for one more, or is this it? Because we glitched.
Okay.
Okay,
We can do one more.
one more. Okay, because
Yeah.
that one didn't end.
Okay. Um, so anyway, we did this news in San Antonio. I think you can probably look it up, but they invited me on, and there's an unofficial Hocus Pocus cookbook, and they were making like the fingers, dead man's
Yeah,
toes.
dead man toes. Dead man
Yeah,
toe and a dead man toe.
but that was like made, like little hot dogs that look like little little fingers and toes, and it's pretty
That's
cool. And
cute.
then they did like the graveyard, with the gummy worms and the Billy Butcher
With the
sneaking.
with the Oreo cookie
Yes,
crushed up in the dirt.
yes.
Yes,
So
delicious.
pretty fun, yeah. And
That's
there's
really
also some cool charcuterie. I used to say charcuterie. It's because my fiance is French. She corrects me all the time, and she'll probably even hear me and correct me again. Charcuterie,
charcuterie.
honey, is it charcuterie? I know she's not listening right now. I don't think charcuterie. All right, is that right? I
I
just
thought it was a
know I love it.
charcuterie.
I love charcuterie. Anyway, I love that. I
Meat
love
and
that kind
cheese
of like,
board.
oh yeah.
City with the galaxies, a whole new world. I can show you the world. Galaxy Quest. Never give up, never surrender. We need your help. Speaking of Comic Con, that's a great movie about fans. Galaxy Quest.
Oh yeah, that is fun, huh?
I love that one.
Yeah.
Larry, favorite set you've been to? Favorite set that you've worked on?
Oh man, honestly, looking back, Hocus Pocus is really it was one of my first big films that we got to be on that cool Disney set with the witches and all that, and and then going to Boston, Salem, Massachusetts, where we shot like the graveyard, this actual graveyard, like where the witch trials were and all that. Um, Walk the line, pretty fantastic. I love the whole early Rock and Roll Sun Studios. I got to go there twice with Jane Seymour, who was affiliated because her husband at the time, James Keach, helped produce the film. And
Wait a
so,
minute, you met Jane Seymour?
yes, somewhere in time.
No, the Scarlet Pimpernel. Ugh.
Oh, from Dr. Quinn.
No, well, no, the Scarlet Pimpernel, the movie
Oh,
with what's his name, Andrew. Dang it, Christmas. Are you here? One of my favorite movies. The
I,
greatest music. Oh,
one of ours is Somewhere in Time. It's a
oh yes, because
beautiful.
you're romantic. I just like the French Revolution. Viva la Revolution! I'll go to death to the Aristos.
Yeah, it was very cool to get like just take a little special tour through Graceland in Memphis, where like all the Elvis stuff, and I'm a big Elvis fan, so getting to go back there and then spending like time meeting all the real people there in Memphis and playing music there too. It was like working with Tyler Hilton and Waylon Payne and Jonathan Rice, all these great artists that were musicians that could act. I was more of an actor that could be a musician, and so I was very fortunate to be grouped in that. So, and just hanging out like a fly on a wall, like with some pretty big stars. Like first day we get to Memphis, I get a call from Joaquin because we had been rehearsing in L.A. He's like, "Hey, I'm coming to pick you up." I'm like, "Where are we going?" He's like, "We're gonna go pick up Reese." I'm like, "Reese Witherspoon?" So we like go get in the car. We go to her hotel, and she's like, "I don't really want to go out because I grew up in Nashville, and everybody's going. Why don't we stay here and we'll have dinner?" So I'm just sitting there, my first day in Memphis, and I'm like, "This is unreal." I'm sitting with Joaquin and Reese having a meal and trying to
Girl.
doing magic. Down in the lobby of the hotel, doing magic tricks and impersonations for him because I was just like, this is kind of cool and awkward, but everybody got along great, and it's very surreal,
Yeah.
being like flying on a wall. Very lucky.
It's very like just trying to imagine, the kind of things that you've done. Just like, Reese and Kevin Bacon and Joaquin and Bette Midler and Sarah. Kathy and Jimmy, when she was barking in that film, did that ever just make you laugh? She just was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. She actually, I, personally, I think she's many of the scenes. I couldn't stop
Oh, I
watching her whole Winnie, oh,
know.
she. Well,
Benny with the snipe. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Larry, we smoked you.
oh,
We smoked you. Team Underdog, little Courgette.
all
Mwah.
right.
Benny with
Well,
the
I'm a loser, and I
snipe.
really kind of get going here because I
Yes,
got
sir.
some kids and a fiance that needs. Uh, we need to
Have some
wrap it up.
attention.
Yeah, having family night, little family time.
Thank you
Get
so
her.
much. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful that you're here on Favorited. Do you
Thank
have
you.
any plans to go live again in the near future? Or are you just going to play it by ear?
Yeah, I'd love to. Let's figure that out. What do you think?
Well, I
You
think
want
you
to
should
give?
go
You want to
live.
throw
Take a
something
check.
down?
You should just document your life there at the house with the kids and play music. Pop on when you want. We can talk
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm also in the midst of Monday and Thursday nights. I'm working on via Zoom. We're doing rehearsals for a show that a friend of mine put together, like a murder mystery thing, kind of based on Hocus Pocus and my character and a bully, and it's we're putting on a live show in New York City, off Broadway, on October 17th and 18th that weekend. But we'll be rehearsing all via Zoom on Monday and Thursday nights, and then I'll fly in after I go to Salem for the Hocus
Here.
Pocus reunion. I'll fly to New York and rehearse for 4 nights, and then back. So it'll be
I think
cool.
you should live stream all that stuff. Whatever, we
Yeah,
don't want to inconvenience you, but
I'll keep y'all posted and kind of let you in on some of the fun insider stuff for sure. If
that'd
you
be
like
sweet,
what you're
sweet,
seeing and hearing.
sweet freaking sugar.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll see you. We'll see you next time, gorgeous Larry.
Okay, do
Thank
we do
you.
we want to thank our people that
Yeah,
again?
we do.
Uh,
I'm gonna go first with
Dot.
my amazing Vinny Sin Mafia. Thank you so much for the snippity snipe and your generosity. Thank you, Brittany and Tracy. Thank you, Tracy and Team Gage. Hi, my brother. And just Joe, thank you so much. And gorgeous Tara. Go ahead, Larry.
Yes, thank you, Doge Palooza. I say that right, right?
Doge. Yep.
Doge Palooza. Crazy Stacy Creative. Thank you. Deep Thoughts. I love it. In Love by Self. Thanks. I am a Marine.
Hoorah.
Christmas one. I love that. Michelle, Seven Believer. Goofy A. F47. F7. And Sergio of the Misfit Realm. Thanks again, you guys. Awesome. Thanks so much. This is fun. I had a great time. And we'll do this again very soon, huh?
Absolutely. I'm gonna stay live for another half hour or so. So if you guys want to pop
Thanks.
back
Yeah,
over,
you
you're
guys
welcome.
stay with my cousin. Take care of her. Thank you so much.
So much, gorgeous.
And love y'all.
Love you.
Hope you guys have fun.
Bye.
I had a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.